net. Joined in the studio, a special guest, Stato. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Stu Walton is in the studio of Stourbridge Titans. Hello, Stu.
Evening, Dan. Evening, listeners.
Oh, look at that. He's suave on the mic already now. Stu, you got in touch with us because, obviously, Stourbridge Titans, a lot of people in the Stourbridge area maybe don't know, not familiar with them. You are a team that plays sport predominantly played in America, aren't you? It is the American pastime, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. We are Stourbridge Titans Baseball Club, and so not a massive sport in the UK, but a growing sport in the UK, absolutely, and we're very excited to be a big part of the growth of the sport in this country.
Now, you guys, obviously, I don't even know how many players are part of a baseball team, Stato. Could you even hazard a guess at how many?
No, not even a guess. I'll go 12.
Is it more than 12, Stu, or not?
It's fewer than 12.
Is it? Oh, okay. 11.
No, it's 9. We could be here all night.
We could be going for some time. Now, obviously, you guys train a lot. I've got down you train on Sundays at Thorns Community College. Is that where you play your home games as well?
Yeah, that's right. We call it Gibson Field because we named it after a former PE teacher at Thorns Community College. And so, that's our home field. And so we train on Sunday mornings, 10 o'clock till about 1 o'clock. And also when the season is in effect, which is in about a month's time it's going to start, we then switch to midweek training because our games are on Sundays. So we train on Tuesdays or Wednesday nights from about 6:30. And
I'm presuming you guys, obviously, when the season kicks off, you're in some kind of league. Is it local? Is it whereabouts is the catchment falling for other baseball teams?
Well, it's the AA Central Division, which is the third tier of the sort of national infrastructure. And so it's central, but really the teams are Leicester, the Leicester Two Sox, the Long Eaton Storm, they're a new team this year, they're based in Derby, the Northants Centurions, the Milton Keynes Coyotes and the Cambridge Monarchs. So obviously quite a lot of travelling on road games.
Now you guys, how long have Stourbridge Titans been formed? How long have they been going?
Well, we started in 2011 and a couple of guys who used to play for the Birmingham Maple Leafs, they wanted to form their own team a bit close to home. So Sean Healy and Corey Millard, they sort of founded the club and decided they wanted to try and start a team, and then they started contacting as many interested or possibly interested people as they could, and I was one of those people as a person who played cricket at the time and had an interest in the game. They sort of asked me if I wanted to go, and I very much did, and so now I'm very much a part of that, and cricket has fallen by the wayside. I wanted to talk
to you about your cricket and that kind of crossover in just a second. Just before we get there, obviously the league is the double A Central. Well, did you play in that last season? How did you guys get on? How are you expecting to do this season?
Well, it's a restructuring last year actually. It was the single A Central last year, so like the bottom division, and we won it. Okay. We won our league. We won 15 out of our 20 games. Go Titans, absolutely. Yeah, and we got to the semi-final of the playoffs. We got to play at the National Stadium, which is called Farnham Park, which is in Slough. And we lost by 1 run, 7-6 game to the Haverhill Blackjacks, who were predominantly American expats, and we're all from the Black Country. So
that's not fair.
No, not really, not at all. They all sound like they know what they're talking about, and we all just sound like we're from the Black Country because we're not. And so we do know what we're talking about, but maybe not as much as people who've been playing it all their lives. So we did really well with that, and then the governing body, the BVF, decided to sort of restructure the league a bit, and so all the single A teams just moved up to the double A standard. So there's triple A's above us, obviously, and that's got Leicester. They're sort of first in, the Leicester Blue Sox. It's got the Birmingham Bandits in there as well. And then it's also got the Cambridge Royals and the Milton Keynes Bucks.
Okay, so there's lots of teams that I maybe didn't really know about. But if people are out there, if people are interested, they can come along, Stu, can't they? Tell me that I can come along if I wanted to try and swing the bat.
Of course you can. No, definitely. I mean, you don't have to have any experience of playing to have a go at it. I'd never played before in my life. Obviously, I played a bit of cricket, so I had some transferable skills there. Yeah. But you know, anyone can have a go, and we've got guys who've never played before, and we just trained them, and we we're happy for beginners to come along or people who've played before. We've got a couple of guys who are actually expats now. We've got our coach Jeff Nash and his son Trent, and so they're from
Trent Nash.
That's right.
Yeah,
how cool is that name?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
he's the coolest name in British baseball.
You can tell straight away. You're like Trent Nash. You're like, yeah, you
exactly.
played some baseball in your time, so
that's it. So we've got those guys, but other than that, we've all sort of learned the game.
Yeah.
A lot of us have learned the game completely from scratch, and it's quite cool actually, being a sort of 30-year-old man as I was at the time, and learning a game that I'd never played, and sort of basically being a child in the game.
Yeah.
But an adult, not a grown-up necessarily, but an adult in sort of real life.
So how have you taken to it, Stu? That's what because obviously we know that if you're playing cricket, you might be the slip you might be slip fielder, or you might be an all-rounder, might do a bit of batting, a bit of bowling. What do you have to do? Do you have to bat as well as?
Yeah, everyone has to bat.
Yeah.
And that's the advantage it has over cricket actually. One of the things about cricket, of course, is that you can play all day and still have a draw, and or a winning draw and a losing draw, and that's just utterly ridiculous. And you try and explain that to friends, and they say, "Oh, how'd you get on the weekend?" "Oh, we got a losing draw," and then you have to spend another 10-15 minutes explaining what on earth that actually means.
Yeah.
Whereas in baseball, you either win or you lose. But if you're a batsman in cricket and you get out first ball, your day is ruined, and you paid £6. You're going to eat your tea, and you're going to mope about for 49.5 overs while your team bats, and then you're going to stand in the field and be really annoyed.
Yeah.
And so your day's ruined if you're out. But if you're out in baseball, which most people get out obviously all the time, I mean it's a game of failure, really, in that sense. I mean the best players have a batting average of what's called like 300, so 3 out of 10 times they don't get out. So that's 7 out of 10 you're out. So you get used to it. But if you get out 8 guys and you're back in again, so you've got that.
It's a quicker turnaround then, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's less demoralising, I think, and it's sort of better for inclusion as well, because like if you didn't have a good swing the first time, then you've got another chance, so you get a bit of redemption.
How obviously going from cricket, which one do you prefer now? Is the one where you go, because I can tell you talking about, that's ludicrous, we're having a losing draw and stuff like that. Are you now fully fledged? You are Stu, the baseball player, not Stu, the cricketer anymore?
Oh, completely. I gave cricket up last season. I was playing one day on and then baseball on Sundays, but I gave it up completely. I just wanted to focus on playing baseball. It was the sport I enjoyed playing. I wanted to play. I think it kind of coincided with England's fall from grace a little bit, and I wasn't necessarily as enthused about the game, but I just wanted to keep playing more and more baseball. I found over the winter I just wanted to keep playing. So yes, I am Stu, the baseball player, not Stu, the cricketer anymore.
Well, I'll ask you about cricket in a second, because I'm sure you're still following. I'm sure you're possibly up to date and can give me an opinion on England's crashing defeat at
I'll do what I can
in the World Cup in just a second. But first and foremost, obviously, Stourbridge Titans. If people want to get involved, if people want to get in touch, if people want to come along, I'm sure you've got the details. You know them off the top of the head. I've got them in front of me. But if you want to give yourself a shameless plug now here on a Tuesday night on the Sports Night on the Bridge, you go ahead, Stu. Do it.
Nice. Well, we're all over the social media, of course. So you've been
tweeting us today as well.
That's it. Yeah, just non-stop. Just basically reminding you that I'm coming in, just so you don't forget.
It's reminding me that I was supposed to come in as well. So it's quite useful.
So we're on Facebook.com/Stourbridge Titans. That's our sort of public page, and we put regular posts out a couple of times a week. We've got a Twitter page, which is @Stour, capital S, Titans, capital T at the start there. We've also got a YouTube channel, which we've set up recently, and so we've got 4 videos on there. We're adding videos each week. Currently we're doing the Meet the Titans series, so you can be introduced to your favourite Titans, or maybe you no idea who the Titans are and you just want to decide who your favourite's going to be. And so you can find out what interests them in the game, how they got into the game, and you can see that they are actually normal people, not the superhumans that you see when you watch them.
Exactly. And there is establishedtitans.co.uk as well.
There is, absolutely. There is the website, which is maintained and updated by Aaron Drew as well. So that's there as well. So we've got as much as we possibly can.
Excellent. So if people, any way they can get involved, get in touch, and maybe you can take up a new sport, even if you're a little bit older. You think maybe, Dan, you're 25, you passed it, you're over the hill, you're never going to be a success in any sport ever again. I could come down and I could be the next Roger Clements. Oh,
good one. There you go.
Yes.
See, I'll be honest, totally surprised by that. He's clearly done a little bit of research.
It's just watching that softball episode of The Simpsons. So
yes.
I know that team.
Absolutely.
That's about it. That's as far as it goes.
No, that's good. No, I think all shapes and sizes can have a go at it completely. And look, I started playing when I was 2011, so that's 29. I'm not very. Yes, 29. So I started playing then, and so I'm doing okay. I think my teammates might disagree if they're listening to that, but no, we're doing okay. And I think it doesn't really matter if you are a young player or if you, as you say, you're a little bit older. If you just fancy giving it a go, it always had that mystique for me when I was growing up, and there was no opportunity to play, like in the late 90s, 2000s, when all that was ever on Sky Movies was Major League and Rookie of the Year.
Or I mean, even Stu, just thinking, even if they don't want to play, to come along and watch it, because there's not going to be many opportunities to. I mean, obviously we've seen NFL coming over, that's starting to get a lot bigger, selling out Wembley, but for the average everyday Joe, it's going to be hard for them to have ever gone, well, I've gone to see somebody play a game of baseball.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just great fun to come and watch. I don't think you have to be able to understand the rules to necessarily enjoy and appreciate something that's going on. If you go and, I don't want to be criticising cricket, but if you want to go and watch cricket and you don't know about the rules, then you're just going to see somebody blocking for a bit. You're going to think, wow, nothing is happening. Whereas every time the ball is hit in baseball, it's pretty much something important going on. So I think it's quite easy to pick up the basics of it just watching it. I mean, people watching is great. Any kind of sponsorship is lovely as well. Just getting more and more people in the community involved in playing, really, and in growing the sport. It's been on Eurosport today, not the Titans, but like a combined Europe team against the Japan All Stars. They're playing today and tomorrow, and so. It's a little bit of coverage on sort of UK TV again. That might help a great deal.
Well, I think so, Stu, and we wish you all the best here on the bridge, and keep us up to date with the scores, and we'll take you. Obviously, you're a Stourbridge team. We'll take you to heart, and we'll read out the scores, and we'll do everything we can to help you guys to drum up the interest and the the enthusiasm that surrounds Stourbridge Titans.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on anyway, Stu. We'll of course hear from you very soon, and all the best with the upcoming season.
Nice one. Thank you very much, guys.
Take care.